sports, get ready for some NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer. And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Halliburton in the backcourt, Nembhard to his side. And it's Nesmith in at the small forward position. And Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, Doris. He is so fun to watch.
Kev, this young man is special, and not only because of the flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability. To me, it's the joy he brings to the game and how that joy lifts his teammates around him.
Teardrop shot. Porter pulls it in. Here's Milwaukee now. It's a three-point game. Trent finds Prince. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Trent. Earlier, David Aldridge spoke with head coach Doc Rivers. What'd you find out, David?
Now, in talking about Tyrese Halliburton, I wanted to know about the strategy for him out there. Coach said Halliburton is so quick and such a deft ball handler, I think it just comes down to keeping up with him, matching his pace, not letting him get one step ahead. So, that's the game plan. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. From deep, Prince. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss. Pass to Halliburton. Here's Nembhard. Now Siakam. Antetokounmpo defending. Shots good by Siakam.
Well, this to me is where he can be a force. Siakam, a three-level scorer. In the painted area, very dangerous.
Giannis kicks to Porter. And it's off from three-point range. The Pacers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively. But where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
Back to Giannis. Over Siakam. And the Bucks miss again.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense was right on him.
A nice shot by Nesmith.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Antetokounmpo passes to Prince. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. And Siakam has got the ball here for Indiana. And it's slammed in by Turner.
Well, such a long, gifted athlete and tremendous rim run by Miles Turner. Nicely done getting out in transition.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He's ready to talk things through with the team. A different look from Milwaukee. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. Jackson comes in for Torian. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Obi Toppin's checked in for Turner. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Nesmith. Shepard's checked in for Andrew Nembhard. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Halliburton. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson misses. That's tipped. 51 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to McConnell. Beyond the arc. Rebound, Milwaukee. It's a 9-point spread. Portis in the post. Siakam's there. Here's Rollins. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Shepard. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's McConnell. Plenty of room around him. And it's good.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
First make of the day should finally give them a little confidence.
It's usually interesting. After a bit of a struggle, does the first bucket get you into a little rhythm now?
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA, and sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate.
They've got Jackson. Kevin Porter is out there with Rollins. Then there's Bobby Portis, and it's Livingston in at the 4 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks very much. Tyrese Halliburton is a person who's in control. He says, I want to win, so I'm just trying to figure out the right way to do that. Right now, it's get the ball in my hands and just make the right reads. I can facilitate probably better than the majority of people in the league. So that's what I want to do. I want to get my guys involved. Kevin?
He does, doesn't he, David? Every single time. And, David, we thank you for that report. Mathurin attacking. That's good, and it's Halliburton with the assist.
And already Mathurin has a pretty dynamic drive, but getting the drop on the defense all season won't be easy.
And Milwaukee with a whole new lineup now. Indiana also making some changes. Turner comes in for Walker. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Here's Halliburton. And finished off by Halliburton.
Boy, Halliburton going downhill on the attack. So few guys can stay in front of him.
Giannis kicks to Trent. Prince, the pass to Antetokounmpo. On the wing, Green. Back to Giannis. On the wing, Green. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Trent can't hit. Indiana leading by 4. Halliburton outside. Back to Mathurin. Bounce pass, Halliburton. Here's Turner. Again, Indiana.
Miles Turner has great versatility, so he can score from anywhere, but right there is his bread and butter.
Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Milwaukee making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Siakam is checked in for the Pacers. Aaron Nesmith comes in for Halliburton. .122 left in the first half of the game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, that athleticism of Mathurin is what makes him such a tough one to guard.
Mathurin hits them both. 1:19 left to play in the first half. Jackson kicks to Trent. Here's Antetokounmpo. 5 rebounds tonight. Outside Turner. Lets it go from deep. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Well, yet another selfless play from Miles Turner. Pretty pass to his teammate.
It's good from long range. Prince has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Turner finds Nembhard. Here's Siakam. Lopez grabs the board. Bucks trail by 6. Jackson from long range. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
Well, Brook Lopez demonstrating his abilities as a passer. This is a team player with very unselfish instincts.
He takes it in, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work. Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Siakam outside. Over Giannis. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Pacers lead by 2. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Taurean Prince.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
There's no doubt. And he's affected the game in any number of ways, and he's definitely important to the success of this team.
On the court for Indiana. Halliburton in the backcourt. Nembhard to his side. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Nesmith in at the 3 spot. Now Halliburton from outside the arc. Porter pulls it in. And here's Kuzma. And here's Prince outside. The shot comes out.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
For 3, Siakam. Nailed from three-point land. Siakam's got 5 now.
This is a guy with size and range. You cannot let Pascal Siakam get those kinds of looks from deep.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. And some changes here for the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And Trent subbed in for Jackson. Giannis dishes to Porter. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And so Siakam will bring it up for Indiana. They've led by as many as 11 points. And Turner throws it down.
How about that? He's 7 feet tall. And Miles Turner, because of that ability to move in any direction at any moment, is a big-time problem inside.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Powers through inside. Giannis.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Well, Doris, before he started playing basketball, Siakam was on the path to priesthood. And there are a lot of GMs in the NBA saying, amen, that he chose basketball.
Kevin, this young man actually attended a seminary and didn't pick up a basketball until he was 16. But even with that, he's built himself into an all-star and a champion. An incredible journey.
Indiana leading. Halliburton outside. Pass to Turner. Now Nembhard. Just 5 on the clock. There's the 3. And the 3 ball is good.
from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Here's Halliburton, and he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 6-point Indiana lead.
We call that tough points from a tough guy, young Tyrese Halliburton.
Trent finds Antetokounmpo. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Misses in close. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thanks, Kevin. Tyrese Halliburton has become the face of the Pacers franchise. He says they've done a great job of allowing me to spread who I am and how I play throughout the organization. Guys and the coaches have adapted to that. Good things are happening. I want us to be the best team in the league. Kevin, he's certainly taking me in the right direction.
David, I'm infatuated with this guy as you are. He does so much at such a young age. Man, the sky is the limit. Good on the triple.
Good to see Porter Jr. knocking down the triple. Needs to keep taking and making those shots.
Pass to Neesmith. Porter against Halliburton. Turner with a screen on Porter. And a wide open look for Halliburton. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Trent passes to Giannis. Prince, that's for two. Second shot opportunity. And with that shot, the Indiana lead's cut down to just one on the basket from Antetokounmpo.
Instincts and anticipation. Great effort here by Giannis.
Pass to Nembhard. They set the pick. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shake. He defended.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
And we wrap up. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Gary Trent is out there with Kevin Porter. And it's Prince in at the three, the small forward. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Lopez finds Prince to take the lead. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
What we know about Taurean Prince is he's a terrific competitor who knows he's going to lay it all out on the floor every night. For coaches, that is such an invaluable trait.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Portis is checked in. Indiana trailing here. McConnell passes to Walker. McConnell scanning the floor. Mathurin against Prince. Mathurin, good. Mathurin's got it all tied up now for the Pacers.
And inside, Mathurin makes great use of his agility, developing some instincts for how to get around in traffic.
And it's Prince. That time on the assist by Trent. Prince has got the lead. Back up to two now for Milwaukee. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Pacers. And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. Different look from Milwaukee. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Lopez. Jackson comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Green in for Trent. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. Aaron Neesmith is checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And Andrew Nemhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. Now, he's not happy with the perimeter defense. He told them we have to hustle more out to the three-point line because they look real comfortable out there now. I want you contesting every three they put up. We'll see if that intensity increases on D, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Sweet move. Nemhard. Count that bucket.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Well, you've got to earn trust and equity by making shots. Nice delivery there.
Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Porter, no luck.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Nemhard, the pass to Nesmith. Here's Siakam. Oh, and they take the lead. And the Pacers lead by 2.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Antetokounmpo, no good. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And Halliburton slams it in.
Halliburton has the kind of personality that keeps him steady in big-time moments. How about that? Unfazed.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Nesmith finds Turner. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And now a 6-point Pacer lead.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Jackson from long range trains the three-pointer.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Halliburton. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got 5 rebounds tonight. Jackson from long range. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
That's an important shot right there, guys. I mean, he's produced from deep all game long.
Yeah, he's done more work outside the arc than inside it, and that's not going to change now. They'll ride his long-range game all the way to the end of this one.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Here's Porter. It falls. A huge shot to tie it up.
And you can see why they go to Porter Jr. He knows how to get it done in the clutch.
Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
And it's Halliburton penetrating. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Bobby Portis.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least
the coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, out of the wire, this is what it's for.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast.
Wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Jackson drives in. It's in!
A big-time bucket there. They've got to play for a stop here with the 2-point lead. Most important thing, no open threes.
That's his first personal foul.
And that one misses.
It looks like he was a little tight on the line that time. Could have and should have closed it out.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. What do you think we're going to see here?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
Well, they've got to be aggressive, guys, because the defense doesn't want to foul here.
Some changes here for the Bucks. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Torian Prince comes in for Jackson. And Prince subbed in for Porter.
Points are an absolute must here.
And no time to waste. Not at this point in the game.
And it's sent back by Lopez.
Oh, the long arms of Brook Lopez effortlessly sends that back.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, the crucial part of those free throws is that it now makes it a 2-possession game.
Turner for 3. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
You want the answer, can Miles Turner make tough shots in big moments? That's a definitive yes.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was a huge, huge shot. The difference between a 2 and a 3-point lead at this stage is major.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
Taking 2 shots.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So a close game sees Milwaukee taking this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get